Okay, there are some tricks and time savers to setting up the TS router tables, so I'd like to take a few minutes and share my favorite methods. Start by lowering the steel brackets down over the bolts as far as they'll go and get the bolts finger tight. The table goes on next. Get it positioned the way you want and make sure it's snug against the edge of the saw. Install one screw and tighten it all the way down, and then do the same on one other bracket, and that'll keep the table from shifting while you drill the rest of the pilot. With the first two screws tight, install the rest of the screws, but don't tighten them all the way just yet. And with all the screws in place, loosen the two screws you tightened initially. Loosen all the rail bolts and raise one end of the table about halfway up. The trick is, instead of just pushing up on the bottom of the table, use the rails as an anchor point to get more control with your thumbs on top and your fingers pushing up on the brackets. After each adjustment, snug down just one bolt on each bracket to keep things simple. Raise the other end of the table close to flush, then come back around to the first end of the table and raise it the rest of the way. With the table about the right height, give it a bump toward the saw, then get back underneath and tighten all the screws. For the final adjustments, the tables are flex enough to let you work one corner at a time. Keep using just one bolt at each bracket as you go. On left side router tables, you can set the outer edge with a straight edge. Don't worry about getting it perfect. On the right side router tables, I just eyeball it and raise or lower the outer corners until I see about the same clearance between the bases and brackets in the table as I see between the brackets and the tops of the rails. Perfection isn't required, so when you have what you want, tighten the rest of the rail bracket bolts and you're good to go.